Hello and welcome to the Sideboard here at the StarCityGames.com Open Series in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm Ken Crocker here with pod aficionado, modern master Josh McClain. Josh, how's it going today?
Good. Ready
so,
to play some
you're
Standard.
known for your obs on pod days, and I guess this is as close as we can get in Standard,
Yeah. The deck reminded me, I mean, it's obviously not nearly as powerful or good, but the play style reminded me a lot of pod.
So nothing's getting banned in Standard?
No.
I guess we should tell them what you're playing. So you're playing the Elvish Rally deck.
Yep. It's basically like kind of a mediocre to bad aggro deck with a crazy combo in it. So, same as pod.
So same as pod.
Yep.
All right. So
missing Gavney Township, but
This deck originally showed up at a WMCQ up in Canada. Alexander Hayne won with it.
Yep.
And it's been seen sparsely since then. What made you decide to play it this weekend?
It was a neat deck, so I just wanted to play some games with it to see, it looked kind of fun. I wanted to record a video with it. So it was a kind of off the wall deck, and
sure.
So I just thought, I'd build on Moto, play a couple rounds with it, and then that'd be it. But then I played it, and I really liked the way it played out, and it was very good. I won a lot with it, so okay, well this is probably actually a real deck.
Very good reasons to play the deck in the tournament.
Definitely. So I played a bunch these past couple weeks on Moto, and to try to, mostly just get familiar with the deck myself, rather than try to tune it or whatever. But I ended up making a few changes from Alex's list. But mostly I just I kind of learned the ins and outs of the deck and all the little tricks you can do. Any deck with like Cord is going to have a lot of little tricks you can do. So
sure. So for those who aren't familiar with the deck, you got like an Elves package from Magic Origins. You got a lot of cards from Magic Origins. So you start with the Elvish Mystic. Everyone's going to miss it as soon as it rotates out.
Definitely.
But it's there now.
Yep.
You got the Dwynen's Elite, Elvish Visionary, and you got Shaman in the pack for, the big finish.
Yep. Shaman's what really pulls the deck together for sure.
And then you also have the Rally package. So it's kind of like you combine those two. We're used to seeing obs on Rally, but this uses the Rally package to get more value, I assume. So you have the Satyr Wayfinder and 4 Rally the Ancestors. So exactly how did the two because let's be honest, those are two different kind of strategies.
Yeah, for sure.
And how do they work together to make a cohesive deck?
I think the key to both strategies is really these 8 cards here. So 4 Shaman of the pack and 4 Siege Rhino.
Well, Siege Rhino is just
just a great card. But both plans are great in your aggro game.
Sure.
You play ideally like maybe a Mystic on turn 1 and then a Dwynen's Elite on turn 2. Something that you have 4 power on turn 3. So you're attacking for a decent amount, and then you don't really have your creatures aren't that big. But if you just get enough elves, your shamans can just finish them off. So that's like a decent aggro plan. Not great, but can win a game here and there. But then when you back, and then same with Rhino. Rhino's the same thing. It's a big creature to come down to kind of, it's your finisher or whatever.
Sure.
So both cards really help out the aggro game, and then also they're just what kills them with rallies. Shaman of the pack. If you have enough elves, especially if you have 2 shamans, and suddenly you have like 2 shamans and just 2 other elves. If one of them's the Dwynen's Elite, that's 10 damage off a rally if they're all dead. So the damage really adds up once you start rallying. But it's definitely these 8 cards that really pull the deck together.
So those are your big finish, the combo finish.
Yeah. Yep.
And then like any other kind of pod, rally, any of those kind of decks, we obviously have some silver bullets here. So we got 1 Nissa Vastwood Seer, 1 Reclamation Sage, and one that we haven't really seen a lot of lately. It's a Sidisi Undead Vizier.
It's really sweet in this deck. You can do some really nice things with it. But
so just a tutorable it's a tutorable tutor.
Yeah. So one of my favorite things to do is if the game's going kind of longer, you can cord for Sidisi, and then actually I'll oftentimes sacrifice itself to go get a rally, and then when you rally, you get back Sidisi again, sacrifice it and go get cord, and then you can cord for an extra shaman. So if you don't have, if you only have 1 shaman in the graveyard and you need more damage, and you have 1 cord, suddenly that cord gets you a rally and another cord.
So the lines in this deck are just in similar to the pod.
Yeah, similar. It's a little intricate. They're not nearly as complicated, but they're certainly, a lot of times I'll find myself cording just for an Elvish Visionary end of turn, just draw a card and just get a body in play. If I need, just creatures, I'll cord for Satyr Wayfinder. If I need a land, cord. A lot of things, you could see it in the deck, think, okay, the cords just go get these Shaman of the Packs, to drain them. But it's way more, it gives you way much more utility than that, And then obviously you have Reclamation Sage and Nissa too as your one-ofs for when those
for
are
value.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you do run a couple spells, basically removal, Obs on Charm, Murderous Cut, and Valor Stance.
Yep. That's
so overall, the deck mostly survives through rotation, but we are missing a few cards here and there.
You lose some things. I think it's definitely, the deck's going to get a lot worse, but you're losing, you're cutting Standard in half almost, so all the decks are going to get worse, But you're all missing some pretty important things. I think Cord is maybe the most important card you lose. Mystic is good, but the deck could work without Mystic.
Okay.
I'm interested to see if it can work without Chord. I'm definitely going to try it.
So maybe collect a company?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, I could see that replacing Chord. Obviously a little worse because you can't get Sidisi, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
And oftentimes with Chord, like a lot of collected company decks are full of just really good 3-drops, so it doesn't matter what you get, just as long as you get 2 3-drops. But here you really just want to hit your Shamans.
Okay.
Like, even though Chord I said is very versatile, most of the time I'm still cording for Shaman.
Gotcha.
You know, probably 50-60% of the time I'm getting Shaman with it.
Well, while Chord's in the deck, you obviously have some singletons in the sideboard to look for. Two of the really interesting ones so you have the legendary elf Dwynen.
Yep.
And you have a Minister of Pain, which is kind of spicy.
I like those two a lot.
When are you bringing in those 2 cards?
The Minister of Pain is basically, obviously a little self-explanatory where if they have a lot of 1/1s, but basically if they have Hangerback Walker and anything else I can do with the card, I'll bring it in.
Okay.
Like if I'm playing it's like blue-black and all they have is Hangerback, you know, it doesn't do anything else, like it doesn't block anything, it's not very aggressive of a card.
Sure.
Then I might leave it in the sideboard, but otherwise any deck with Hangerback, if I can block their other creatures, if they have other 1/1s to kill, I'll bring it in. It's great against like the Goblin deck. They have playing like Dragon Fodders and Hordling Outbursts.
Pretty much any token deck here.
Jeskai tokens, any deck like that. It's also if I happen to play like the Mirror to pick off their Elvish Mystics and Elvish Visionaries.
Oh yeah.
So it's good there.
Dwynen? That one we haven't seen a lot.
Yeah. Dwynen is a card that I added kind of towards the end of when I was playing the deck. It's really good against decks that have Mana Strider. It's really good against the card Mana Strider.
Okay.
It's also just it's a threat that oftentimes those decks sometimes sideboard in Anger, so it's just another threat that survives Anger. It's not essentially good against like Absent and stuff because their Wrath is Languish and it kills that. But so any deck with Angers, I'll probably bring it in. Any deck with Mana Strider. Also, if the life gain's relevant, it's really good against mono red, especially if like you set up a board of just like 1 or 2 elves, and then you can end of turn Chord for Dwynen. So it's a bunch of life gain that they're not ready for.
Yeah.
So that helps.
So instant speed, life gain, you get to do a lot of interesting things with Chord. But
I definitely corded it out mid-combat to give my team +1/+1s. That's nice.
Blow them out with blocks.
Yeah, yep.
Nice.
Yep.
So there's a lot of intricate lines. A good amount of the deck survives, but it probably needs to be recalibrated.
Definitely needs some work, but I think it's definitely got some potential.
All right. Well, it sounds great. Sounds like an interesting deck, and definitely sounds like your style of play.
Yeah. I like it a lot.
All right. Well, thanks for taking the time to set us in from the sideboard. We appreciate it.
Oh yeah, awesome.
All right. You guys stay tuned for more action here in Milwaukee.